Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So I'm Lee Whitaker, I'm the Senior Assistant Professional here at Dartmouth, and we are on the driving range today. We are testing the Stealth irons. These are arguably the best looking game improvement irons I have seen ever, really. I mean, Miles is on camera behind. What do you think?
I think they're fantastic. They've always looked like that generation. The Mavericks has always looked a bit bulky and not, not really what you want to hit. Those look really inviting.
What I like is the fact that it looks, I think it fits really well in with the P range. You know, you think of the P range and the way that is styled. This sits in really well with that bracket. So kudos to Taylormade. Definitely, I've always not been a fan of irons that, you know, are named after the driver. I think the G245 did really well, but normally like the Sim 2 wasn't great, the Sim wasn't great, M6, that, you know, the way they go down. But these are fantastic. So we're going to be testing them today. We've got quad on. There are some range balls in here, so there are some numbers that will be a little bit skewed. But what we're going to do is just going to put it to the test, give you some numbers, see what they're like, see what they feel like. And then I'm going to get Miles on to hit some shots with it as well, because these are probably aimed a little bit more towards where he is in a handicap than me as a pro. But let's hit some shots and see what sort of numbers we get. Right, down at the ball, I mean, it's got quite a thick top line, but it's not intrusive. It sort of fades away a little bit and chamfers off, which is really nice to see. So you will get shot tracer on this. There'll be no stats or numbers or anything like that when it comes to screenshots. It's all about ball flight. And that's just brilliant. Like, the peak height on that was superb. 188, 7,000 spin. It's what I want a 7.9 to do. Peak height was superb. 7,000 spin is, you know, sometimes with these types of clubs you can get spin drop down and it just flies for miles. But no, I'm really happy with that. 134 ball speed as well, really nice. It just, with these types of irons you can sort of sometimes see the back of the club and it really puts me off, but this is superb. Yeah, really good peak height. 178, 6,500 spin. I sometimes say that these clubs aren't designed for me as a pro, but like, they're so easy to hit. It's like, so easy. Why would you not want to make golf easy? I love it. Get in my bag.
Towering ball flight.
That's the problem with these clubs. 197 with a 7.9. That's the problem I see with them, is sometimes they can just travel that little bit too far.
That's a
that 20, was down at,
that's a 20-yard difference from your previous strike, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's why I don't use them, because of that variability. And I want something that's going to be more consistent. But for someone who struggles with distance, these clubs look and feel phenomenal. We'll hit that a little bit low in the face. Still got 180, and that's where this comes into play. This speed pocket here helps get the ball up in the air on a low strike. So it's there designed to do, and it did exactly that. So it still carried 180, still got relatively high in the air, didn't peak out too much high as you would have seen on the shot tracer. But all in all, I'm really impressed with it. But I'll hit one more, Miles, then we'll talk about spec, and then I'll get you to hit them and see what you think of them. Now, you're a person who stupidly, and I'll, you know, we've gone through this in coaching series that we're doing.
I'm all right with that.
Playing a combo of CB and blades because you're a magpie. You're not helping yourself. You're just playing stuff that looks good instead is functional. But I'm interested to see what you think of this, because this does look a lot better than it should. If that makes sense. Just easy golf clubs to hit. Let's talk specs on these Stealth irons. So the Stealth Iron 7 iron is 28 degrees, so it's quite strong aloft when it comes to like a normal standard 7 iron. It has a cat back design with toe wrap construction. This is an advanced engineering feat that shifts mass from the extreme high toe and the head and repositions it into the sole to create extremely low centre of gravity. It has fast forgiving face with progressive inverted cone technology, so this is designed to give it a forged feel but without it being forged in essence, and an echo damping system, and that's to quieten it down. So they always say sound and feel are sort of in together, so whatever it sounds like is what it feels like. So this echo damping system that's in this head will help with that, and it has the through slot speed pocket, which is here, and that is patented Taylormade technology engineered to maximize face flexibility for increased ball speed and forgiveness for missed hits low on the face. A lot like that shot where I hit it, still went 180 yards, and that was a low strike, and that's what this through slot technology is designed to do. Right, Miles, what do you think?
I think it looks great, I really do. I mean, we did a test, didn't we, a while back of last year's game improvement irons. I think the Callaway DCB was the one the best, but looking, and this I think is up there with that.
100%. I think this is, so far from what I've seen, it's one of the best game improvement irons of the year already, without any shadow of a doubt.
It looks lovely. The thing I'd be sort of a little concerned about from watching you hit, but I don't know whether it'll translate to me or to a sort of higher handicap, a slower swing speed player, is you had a 20-yard distance gap there for what were all reasonably decent strikes. We got a couple of low ones, but 178 to 198. Yeah. So that was probably the bit that I questioned looking at it. Okay. But I guess if you're swinging 10 miles an hour slower than you, that gap's not nearly as big, so it's probably not designed for you, like you say. Right, well, you hit a few, and let's see what numbers you get. Thin, very thin. How does it feel off the bottom? Yeah. Well, I've still got my hands. It's forgiving to your hands, I've proven that. Alright, so what did that carry, out of interest? That was 135. So my standard 7 iron, when I'm hitting it well, is 155 and about 6.5 spin. Yeah. That was 135 and 5.5, so the spin stayed. So yeah, but the point is off the bottom it still did pretty well. It's not going to play. You'd still have got up some distance. Yeah, it's not going to carry the same amount, but it did all right. Right, let's hit a proper one then. Better shot. Better swing. Yeah, good shot shape. Still a bit. What's that one? Still a bit low, but that was 157.44, and I didn't catch that full. Yeah. Spin 4.4. 4.4 spin. Yeah. So that's where I get more from that kind of iron with the speed, is I get more spin. Yeah. So I think because of the way I present the club at address and the angle of attack, I get more spin. For the same yardage, not a perfect strike, admittedly. That's a couple of So I'm guessing I'll be getting to the 170s. And 5-ish spin if I hit one well. Yeah. So let's see if we can find out. A bit heavy. And I hit a worldie, inevitably. It's a great shot. Well, I said 4.9 spin, 172. Yeah, and that's where a decent strike for you is. It's like 5,000 spins, not bad considering it's a 28-degree 7 iron. It's not what you want for 7 iron spin. That's a 5 iron. Near enough. 6 to 5 iron. Like 5.5 iron. So we've come out on course and I'm 180 yards out because it's slightly into breeze, so I don't want to be too far back that I can't get there. I don't want to be too far forward that I go along. So I think this is probably about the distance this would work for me after the testing on the range. I just want to see what it's like out on the course. Miles is with me as well, so he's going to hit 3 balls, I'm going to hit 4. I'm just going to go at this and see what sort of the peak height is like and what the distance is like off of grass as opposed to off of mat. So, how far have we got, Miles? 180? Ish. Yeah, roughly. Okay, right. So this for me, if I was at this distance, 177 middle. Yeah. 197 back. Okay, so if I was at this distance with my clubs, it would be a 6 iron. So these are possibly so 33-degree 7 iron on mine. So this is about a 6 iron for me. So let's see how they get on. Really nice ball flight. It's definitely going to stop. Pin high right? Yeah, but like that felt really good. Sounded good, nice ball flight. I'll tell you what, it felt a lot better than it did on the mat. It felt a lot softer off the grass than it did off the mat. Not too steep a divot, divot's going left, it's really good.
and a great height as well. Really impressed. That's all over it. He gets there. Look, I need to bag these, Miles. That's all over it. Get there, get there. Oh my word. And that's spun back.
Yeah.
So that for me shows that it's still got decent spin and stopping power like that. That's just a great shot.
I think the interesting thing is something we will talk about a bit more when we've hit on the range.
Yeah.
Hit on the range a bit more is for you with your slight fade swing. Look at all your divots behind you there. They're all slightly right to left.
Yeah, yeah. Like they were drawing in.
Yeah. That offset and shape and how that club's built.
Yeah, yeah.
Really suits your swing.
Yeah, I would play this as a draw swing, a draw club all day long. Like that.
Get a nice straight. They
were just straight with a slight draw, as opposed to I'm currently playing a very slight fade. But I loved that. I loved it.
So we're probably 10 yards, too far out for me.
Yeah, yeah.
But let's play for the same ones. But for me, the challenge I've got with this is not pulling this left.
Yeah.
So let's see what I can produce here. Try and get.
Just remember tempo, nice smooth swing. Yeah, that's a really good strike. Like it's not going to get there, but it got there. Just front edge, so that's really good.
I'm having to consciously hold my swing a little bit off, and because otherwise that one drew quite a lot, and I felt like I was sort of almost fade swinging that. But as you say, it definitely feels nicer off turf than it does off a mat.
So there's your problem with these clubs, and that's needs to catch the bunker. The tree saved the ball. To be fair, so yeah, that's your issue with it.
That was a decent strike.
Yeah.
And my normal would have been, I'd have been left of the green, but I'd have been left of the green, and that just pulled that. It became a hook rather than.
And that's where the offset is a problem for you, whereas for me, actually, it's I can learn to adjust it with it quite quickly.
So I'm going to aim this one really right up onto the right hand side and see if I can get this one to do the right thing. No,
just pushed it.
A bit too much.
And I suppose that's a good thing.
Just stayed straight.
And the thing with that, because of that offset and you wanting to have to play more left to left, like flight, that's always the miss. That's always a problem. Is so you're playing for that draw, and if it doesn't happen, you're pumping it straight.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, it's just that thing about what looks comfortable by the ball.
Yeah.
Some people like bulk by the ball, and it makes them feel confident. For me, I like a very, a lack of offset. I feel then I can control where I'm going to hit it, which, but that's not the norm. Most people, they're struggling with the right of the course.
So we've come up to the green, and we'll look at Miles's first. So there's one up on this bank here. There's one short there, but that's not short. That hit that tree, and the tree actually saved it. So if that tree hadn't saved it, it'd have been over there, but similar distance to this one. But what I like is this. That's where it pitched, and it span back. Yes, I get it, the greens are softer than normal, but it's still come in with enough spin to spin back on that with those clubs, which is something I actually really like. But if we then come to mine, like as far as dispersion goes, this is fantastic. So this one here is pitched here and then span back to there. This one's a great shot in. Pitched here and then span back, and then there's one there. But as far as dispersion on the landing area, that is phenomenal. When it comes to a club that when I was on the range was getting a 20-yard back and forth, here, that is very playable. So out on the course, and this is why I like to come out on course and test these clubs, because on the range you will hear I've said, and there is probably that possibility that there's a 20-yard gap between this club for me, but out here on a controlled swing, because I wasn't full at it, trying to hit 180 yards, like I arguably did with 3 shots, and that is a big plus for that club. It was easy to hit, it was felt phenomenal off the turf, and actually the spin and stopping power and the height were everything I'd want a 7-iron to do. And considering it's that strong aloft, that was actually easier for me to hit than my 6-iron would have been on the same distance. Game improvement irons have notoriously been chunky, they've not been great looking, they've always been like the afterthought of brands. They've always put their, like, the blades look great, and then the P790 series and the P series look great, and then these have always felt a little bit like it's an afterthought, or actually they probably sell more of these than they do the others. And this year with this Stealth iron, Taylormade have put some effort into making it look like the rest of the range, and that's what I love about it. I think, personal opinion, this is the best game improvement iron I've ever seen and looked at, looks wise. It feels great, it doesn't feel soft, you know, and I think, and I've done a review on Dan's channel of the new Cobra irons, and I think they felt softer off the face, but these sound great. They launch superb. Even that last shot where I just hit it a little bit like slower, it still got up in the air, it still had decent spin, and that is going to stop when it hits the green. I can't knock this iron. I think it looks great. It's got a bit of offset, the top line isn't too thick. Like, it's just a fantastic iron that I think a lot of people are going to get into this year. And if you are going to go for a fitting and you are worried that you're not good enough, don't. Go and have a fitting. We can, someone, and even here at Dartmouth, I can fit you into these how you are now, and you know, we can coach around that. It's a discussion between the fitter and the client, basically, whether they tell you the truth that you're better off with lessons or not.
And the simple thing is, if it makes you enjoy your golf more, gives you that bit of distance or whatever you're looking for, you know, we play this game because we love it and it's great fun. You know, don't make it harder than it has to be.
If you want something new and shiny, you want something that's going to get you a little bit of extra distance because of the 28-degree loft, go for it. Try it out, and if you don't like it, there's lots more options out there. But on a review of the Stealth iron from Taylormade, you get some massive thumbs up from me. You, Miles?
Yeah, absolutely. Doesn't fit me, but I can see it, you know, of that type of iron. It's the best looking and it feels great, and it does what it says on the tin.
100%. I hope you've enjoyed that video, and if you have, please do subscribe by clicking the subscribe button down below. It's completely free to do. The Stealth irons are released in April. You can go and pre-buy them now and get fit and pre-book them, and if you are one of those people who's done that so far, are you excited to receive them? If it was me, I would be, because I think they are a fantastic iron. I'm going to leave it there, and I'll see you all in the next video.